Happy Monday. It was a rough weekend. It's time to bounce back on trade deadline week. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're here to talk some more basketball. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. I know I did with the family, just not so much with the betting. It was absolutely atrocious. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong, but we'll talk about the entire weekend recap in just a little bit. And in case you don't know, in case, maybe you were living under a rock, there has now been two big trades in the NBA. One was absolutely huge. Luka for AD. I just have to talk about it real quick. A few takeaways. The Mavericks starting five is loaded now. They have really improved their defense. I know everyone's going to say it's a terrible deal for Dallas. And you know what? Long term, it probably is because Luka is 25 years old. But for the amount of injuries he's been having also in the years 20 to 25 years old, not pretty. But either way, I don't think it's as bad for Dallas as you think. Running a pick and roll with Kyrie and AD is not too shabby. I think they'll be okay. And the Lakers defense, we'll see. I think they're going to make another move, but their defense is going to be horrendous, in my opinion, without Anthony Davis, Jackson Hayes down there, LeBron, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic when he comes back. It's just not pretty defensively. So we'll see what happens. Just mind-shattering deal. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was fake like everyone else. Just wild. Curious to see. But for betting purposes, we'll see where these lines. Obviously, Austin Reeves is going to take a hit when Luka comes back. Anthony Davis, I expect him to pick up right where he left off. Along PJ Washington, Kyrie Irving, and all those guys. So we'll see where these numbers are. Obviously, our boy Daniel Gafford is also probably going to take a little bit of a hit. They said he might play center with Anthony Davis at the 4, maybe PJ Washington at the 3. I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. But just want to point that out. And then right before recording this video, De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, Zach LaVine to the Kings, and the Kings got a massive haul with draft picks and all that. So just something to keep in mind. Apparently, LaVine and DeRozan are now going to play again in Sacramento, which is a combo that didn't work before. But Wemby and De'Aaron Fox could be quite the duo for years to come as well. So anyways, leave me your comments below. Really curious to see what you guys think, especially about that Luka deal. Always love to talk basketball, not always just betting. But either way, any graphics you see in this video, you guys know are from OUTLIER. It's the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below for the 7-day free trial. All right, I'm almost done rambling in the intro. Don't you worry. But we got to do the name that player. That's right. It's Monday. So here we go. Leave a comment with your answer. This guy played 12 seasons. He won 1 NBA title, played for 4 teams. He wore 4 different jersey numbers, and he had the 5th highest selling jersey in his rookie season. Let me know what you think and who it is. But in this video, we're going to go over that ugly weekend recap. Then we're going to talk defenses versus the point guard position like we do every single Monday. And then we're going to change it up. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to give you the best and worst net ratings in the NBA the last 8 games. So I need a name for this segment. So if you guys have one, leave a comment below. But I go off net ratings when I do money line spreads, those kind of picks. And this is just something and we'll talk through it as well, but just something I wanted to share with you guys. And then we'll give you our best bets and finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you're also new, hit that Discord link below because we got over 4,000 people. A lot of smart minds in there, a lot of help going on. So it's a lot of fun talking sports, but I'm done rambling. Thank you for listening. Let's get into it. And it starts with the recap. All right, here it is. We don't hide from our losses. We show every single bet, and unfortunately, I don't want to do it, but we have to. Friday, Devin Booker was an easy win. End the night with an easy winner. Wemby looked good at the beginning, and then he just absolutely took over. Hit threes. I think at one point he was 5 for 10 from three-point range. He went over this. The Bucks and Giannis couldn't slow him down to save their life. And then Missy, you guys know if you follow Twitter, Discord, Zion randomly got ruled out because of an illness that day of. And again, if you know that bet, I only bet it because when Zion is on the court, he struggles, and of course he goes over. I could have saw that coming. Just one of those tough luck things in the NBA. And then the under 213, I think it ended at 216. It was close. I don't know how the Clippers let the Hornets score over 100. It was just mind-boggling, but we lost that one. So 1-3 day. And then we go back to our team. The only team that's not letting us down, the Blazers, moneyline plus 135, continue to crush the competition. Pacers minus 7.5. They couldn't stop Atlanta to save their life. Their defense was atrocious. And I don't know what else to say. It was just terrible against an Atlanta team that was missing like 2 or 3 pieces for their offense as well. DeRozan over 19.5 points. You see over there on the right, shot 5 for 15. I don't know what to do. He just was terrible. Strother over 9.5 points, shot 2 for 8. I expected a little bit more volume in a blowout there, but which means he plays a little bit more in the blowout. But either way, didn't cash. And then Sunday, this one hurt the most, and I'm going to lose sleep all week over it. Kawhi Leonard over 25.5 PRAs. This line closed around 29.5. That is absolutely massive CLV. And guess what? It don't flip and matter because he didn't get it. As you can see below, Kawhi Leonard shot the most, he had the most field goal attempts on the entire team. 18. He went 6 for 18. And not just that, he went 1 for 4 from the free throw line. This man is an 83% free throw shooter, and he went 1 for 4. And guess what? He ends at like 23 PRAs. I, guys, I will bet that 100 out of 100 times. It just is what it is. He just couldn't make anything. I mean, we needed like 7 for 18 and 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and we cash it. That's all we're asking. But either way, you already saw DeRozan 5 for 15, then Strother 2 for 8. Those three guys were combined 13 for 41 shooting. When it rains, it pours. That's what it means. But Giannis over 5.5 dimes was a late add. Nice winner there. He crushed it, especially in that second quarter. And then Luke Kennard became Steve Nash and didn't want to shoot a lot and just had like 7 or 8 dimes out of nowhere. So either way, it happens. But it was a terrible weekend. If you're new to betting, I recommend that you kind of research and how this all works, because every single handicapper, every single person is going to have bad days and bad weekends. We just try to limit them. But I'm not here to hide away from them. I had some bad reads, bad luck, things like that. I'm ready to bounce back, though. We were close to 20 units. Now we are only up 14.23 units. It's time to get back to that 20 mark. Under tracker, as you see, well, that is my under record for just the player props, as I wanted to keep track, as we've done more of those this year. So that's what I got for all the bets recap for the weekend. And now it's time for the point guard position. All right, we start out with the point guard position. The defense is giving up the most points. This is all the last 30 days. If that team or player isn't green, that just means they're playing today. We got 2 matchups. Rockets playing Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 27.1 points per game. Rockets giving up 27.3. Thunder 25.9. 2 elite defenses, but struggling versus the point guard position. Thunder facing Damian Lillard, 25.6 points per game. So we'll see what happens there. And then there's all the rest of the guys. SGA averaging 35.8. That's just silly. It really is. And then Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, the first-time All-Star, averaging 28.5 points per game, crushing it as well. So that's all the rest of them. Let's go over to the rebounds now. We got 2 more matchups. The Bucks facing SGA the other way around now. SGA 4.8 rebounds. Bucks giving up 7 to the point guard position. Pelicans 6.5. Jamal Murray 3.9 rebounds per game. And there's all the rest of the guys, with the Spurs giving up the most rebounds to the point guard position in the last 30 days. Now let's check out the assists, and we got 3 matchups. The Pacers facing Isaiah Collier. We've bet him a few times. He is an absolute dime machine, that's for sure. But 7.8 assists per game. Pacers giving up 9.6. Hawks 8.8 facing Cade Cunningham, the stud himself, 9.1 assists. And the Jazz facing Tyrese Halliburton, who's averaging 8.1. Jazz giving up 8.5. So hopefully this helps you guys get some winners. I know these matchups have really helped some of you, but that's what we got for any overs. Now let's look at the toughest point guard matchups we have. Obviously, if it's in green, they are playing today. The Hornets, how about that? Charlotte giving up the fewest points per game to the point guard position at 17.8 in the last 30 days. Followed by Grizzlies, Pelicans, Pistons, and Nuggets in the top 5. And then we got the Pacers over there, 4.1 rebounds per game as well. And then for the assists, Celtics, Blazers, Knicks. You know those Blazers have been playing well, really limiting assists to the point guard position. And then there's all the rest of the teams as well. So that's what we got for the point guard. But before we get to those best bets, let's check out some net ratings. All right, let's dive into some net ratings now this season, and we're actually going to go over the last 8 games. This is something I go by when you're looking for teams and how they're playing, because sometimes you can just kind of assume a team is not playing well because they usually don't, but all of a sudden, maybe these last 8, 10 games, they've really figured it out, and that's how I found out the Portland Blazers, Trailblazers were absolutely dominating. So here we go. On the left side is the best net ratings. If you don't know what net rating is, it's offensive rating minus defensive rating. So it kind of gives your overall how your team is playing. Cleveland Cavaliers are the number 1 team in the last 8 games, 14.9. How about number 2, the Blazers, baby? That's right, 12.9 net rating. Lakers, Thunder. Obviously, remember, the Lakers just got rid of AD. Luka is hurt, so they're not going to be playing probably like the 3rd best team. Although they did face the Knicks and have a great game without AD recently. And then OKC Thunder 9.7, T-Wolves, Bucks, Grizzlies, Knicks, Pacers, and Celtics. Not a ton of surprises, other than I bet a lot of people don't know how good Portland is playing. And then we go to the worst net ratings. Teams that are just struggling. Their net ratings are all in the negative. The New Orleans Pelicans 4-6, no surprise there. And then we go all the way down. Nets. Now we got the Mavericks, obviously, with that big trade. Spurs have not been playing well. I faded them. Of course, they dominated the Bucks. And then Utah Jazz 9.9, not a surprise. Hawks. How about the 29th team? Guys, this team has been awful. We've been mentioning it before. Minus 16.2 net rating. The Orlando Magic's offense is horrendous. I mean, they just couldn't score against the Utah Jazz of all teams. They are struggling. We know the Wizards, just one of the worst teams in NBA history. So, leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys like this. I also might do some lists on last 10 games with potential assist players, who's averaging the most, maybe some rebound chances, kind of just give you some ideas there. Just always looking to help you guys out. So let me know, leave a comment below. I know not all of you like to bet player props. Hopefully this helps you out with the other ones as well. So that's what we got for all the research help. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Portland, where the Blazers host the Phoenix Suns. Suns minus 4.5. Total in this one is 230. My best bet, give me the No, you know what I'm going with. Give me the Blazers on the money line, plus 150 on FanDuel and Bet365. This is going to be half unit play. I don't know why I'm doing half unit. I should be doing 1 unit, but I do them all game bets. We have now won 3 straight on the Blazers. The first one was on the spread. Then the last 2, I said, you know what? Screw it. We're getting plus money. Let's bet them on the money line. And you guys know how that's worked out. 3-0, 3-game winning streak. I got to keep riding it. So you saw it earlier. Portland's second best net rating in the NBA last 8 games. Suns are 15th, right in the middle of the league. I won't repeat too much of the same info. If you guys have been listening, you guys know exactly how I feel about this team right now. They have won 7 of their last 8 games. In the last 3 games, they beat the Bucks by 13, beat the Magic by 29, and beat this same Suns team by 19 points. They are crushing it on both sides of the ball right now. It's been a whole team effort, like we've talked about on both sides. 7 guys were in double digits last game. Ayton has been scoring well, just had 24 against his Suns team last game. And defensively, this is what's incredible. They have allowed the fewest points per game in the paint in the last 8 games, the fewest fast break points, and it's not even close. 7.6 fast break points allowed in the last 8 games. 12.4 is the next best team. The lowest 3-point percentage in the NBA, 29.1%. It really is insane how well they are playing defense. Maybe some of it's a little luck with missed shots and everything, but when you watch this team play, they are physical and they play hard on defense. And then last game 2 days ago, this is the tricky part. They're facing the same team they just faced 2 days ago. The Suns had absolutely no answers for the Blazers pick and roll. If you watch that game, they were kicking out to corner threes that were wide open. I mean, it was ugly. Fast break points, Blazers 29-7. Points in the paint, 66-32 in favor of the Blazers. Just absolutely annihilated them. They're at home again here. I like them to take care of business. Now, my worry this time, other than, sometimes it's going to fall off. But my worry this time is, like I said, they got to beat the same team twice in 3 days. Sometimes these back-to-backs can get a little weird, but still, I didn't see anything that says the Blazers should be 4.5, 5-point favorites and all that kind of stuff, or even more. So I know this Blazer train is going to slow down at some point, but you know what? I'm along for the ride until it does. Give me Portland on the money line as my first best bet. All right, before we get to that next bet, we have to tell you about this promo with DraftKings. You guys may have heard about it. It is awesome. I always recommend getting as many sports books as possible. You bet $5, you get $200 instantly in bonus bets. All you have to do is click the link below to sign up. And then once you're done registering, you deposit $10 and then place a $5 bet. No matter win or lose, you are going to get $200 instantly in your account in bonus bets. It's a great deal with DraftKings, and it's a limited time only, so go check it out. Of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the bets. All right, this second one takes us out to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Hornets host the Washington Wizards. Hornets -4, total in this game, 217.5. I apologize that we're talking about this game, but it's a best bet. It's a 1-unit play. Give me Miles Bridges over 7.5 rebounds at -130 on Bet365. If you can only get 8.5, which I'm expecting this line to at least go to 8.5, I love it there too. So I just want to let you know. But let's dive into Outlier and look at some more numbers on Mr. Bridges. So we start out with 2024. As you can see there, he is over in 17 of 32 games, but that obviously doesn't tell the whole story. We will scroll down and look at some numbers, though, when it comes to rebound chances and minutes and all that. So he's averaging 12.2 rebound chances per game and 31.9 minutes per game. That's over the course of the whole season. But what I want to do is go back up to the top and let's look at games without LaMelo, because he's not going to be playing, and without Brandon Miller. So there's Brandon Miller, there's LaMelo. Let's click on that and see what they've done. So it's been pretty. He is over this in 6 of 7 games. You got to love all that green. Not just that, he's averaging 10.29 rebounds per game. He's over this in 6 straight. He has 9+ rebounds in 6 straight. That's why, as you can tell, I said I like the over 8.5 as well. 10+ rebounds in 4 of the last 6. Double-double possibility is definitely, it's alive. I might sprinkle on it myself, but let's scroll down for some numbers in just these 7 games now. His rebound chances, They go up 3 per game. He's now averaging 15.1 per game in games without those two guys. He plays 3 more minutes per game. As you can see right next to it, he's averaging 35.2 minutes per game. That is huge minutes. And now the matchup. Oh, baby, the matchup. I mean, this is the best matchup on planet Earth. Seriously, this is like a high school team. Overall, 30th, dead last. Now you look at power forwards, rebounds, 30th, dead last. It's just beautiful. It gives me a tear. That's all it does. But either way, head to head. Now let's go back up to the top. And what we can do now is take away those two players and just kind of look what he's done just head to head against these Wizards this season. As you can see, first of all, over in 4 straight, but the last 2 are the ones this year, and he's gone over this with 8 and 14 rebounds. So obviously, we know this guy can get a lot of rebounds. He has a ton of rebound chances. I absolutely love it. This number should be probably 9.5 in my opinion, maybe at like even money or something. But to get a 7.5 line on Bet365 is crazy. I would bet this at 1 unit on 8.5 if that's all you can get. But give me Miles and Miles of Bridges as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Salt Lake City where the Utah Jazz hosts the Indiana Pacers. Pacers minus 6.5. Total in this one is a high 238.5. I got an over player prop. Give me Walker Kessler over 21.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. I got this at minus 125 on ESPN Bet. This is going to be a half unit play for me here. We'll talk about that in just a little bit, but this number is too low in my opinion. Kessler is over this line in 26 of 37 games this year, averaging 23.84 PRAs per game, 29.8 minutes per game, and 20.5 rebound chances per game. John Collins and Lauri Markkanen both healthy now. They are both playing, so if you're curious, in games with those two guys, he is over this in 12 of 20 games. Over in 7 of the last 10 games, though, averaging 22.8 PRAs per game. Like I said, he's averaging around 30 minutes. It's the same with these two guys or without. He is going to play. He is their center. Minutes are the key. In games with this season, when he has played 28 or more minutes, which I fully expect here, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, he is over this in an insane 25 of 27 games, averaging 26.67 PRAs per game. I mean, that is an incredible hit rate. And then if you go to 30 plus minutes per game, which again, he could play 30, over 19 of 20 games, averaging 26.67. It's huge there when he does, when he plays a lot of minutes, you're going to see some good numbers from him. In the last 30 days, Pacers about average, giving up the 15th most points, 14th most rebounds to centers. But here's what I like to see. And if you know Walker Kessler, he's not a guy who's stepping out to hit threes. He's not that kind of center. He's going to score on pick and rolls. He's going to score on offensive rebounds, things like that. The Pacers struggle defending the paint in the last 10 games. They've given up the 7th most points in the paint. They've also given up the 6th most points in the paint just overall in the course of the season. So they've been doing that all season long. Kessler just faced another bottom 5 team defending the paint recently, which was the New Orleans Pelicans. He had 34 PRAs and absolutely dominated. And the assists, I don't mind it. Sometimes he has a few assists, and that'll add to it. You can go points plus rebounds as well. But overall, this number is just not high enough, in my opinion, for this matchup, for the amount of minutes he's getting. So give me Walker, Texas Ranger, over 21.5 PRAs. That is going to be my third and final best bet. But before we get to the bets recap, let's talk some leans. All right, I got 3 leans for you. I have not made these as official bets yet, but you may see these on the card. So the first one, Domantas Sabonis over 18.5 points. There's no De'Aaron Fox anymore. As we know, the usage is going to go skyrocketing. In the 3 games he's played without Fox this year, 22, 21, and 23 points scored, averaging about 15 field goal attempts per game and about 40 minutes played per game. He is going to be on the court a ton. This is a man who averages just under 21 points per game overall this season. And then the matchup. The numbers say this is a bad matchup. The Timberwolves do not give up a lot of points to centers, but he's already faced them twice this season. He's absolutely owned Rudy Gobert, scoring 23 and 27 points. And in fact, he's actually over this in 4 straight games versus the Timberwolves. His usage is going up and up and up. He's proven that he can score on Gobert and this Timberwolves team. I like Sabonis to go over 18.5 points. Second one, Warriors minus 2.5. This is the complete fate of that Magic team I've been talking to you about. They have been absolutely awful. 29th best net rating, as you guys saw earlier in this video. They're 2-8 in their last 10. The last 3 games, how about losing by 14 to Utah by putting up only 99 points on offense? Lost by 29 to the red hot Portland Trailblazers, and then lost by 6 to the Miami Heat. Banchero just doesn't look like himself as well. He needs some help out there. Obviously, you have 2 forwards in Banchero and Franz Wagner trying to run this offense with some other guys struggling at guard with Jalen Suggs out. So it's really, honestly, I know the Warriors are inconsistent and all that. They did just have a big win over OKC, and then they lost last game out in a letdown spot against the Suns. They can be inconsistent. I think it's a great matchup for Steph Curry, though, and I think the Warriors bounce back in their final game of their homestand. I think the Warriors take that one. Give me the Warriors minus 2.5, even without Draymond Green. Third one, Zion Williamson, over 22.5 points. What could go wrong with a Zion bet? No DeJounte Murray here, as we know. Over in 4 of the last 5 games without DeJounte. And not just that, in those 4 overs, 31, 34, 29, and 28 points. He has been absolutely dominant. He's facing a Denver team. This is the exact kind of matchup when you want to take an over on Zion. This is what you look at. They are awful defending the paint, giving up the 3rd most points in the paint this season. Zion absolutely just lives there. You guys know that because he doesn't have a jump shot yet. He should be able to do whatever he wants. They do not have a rim protector. We know Jokic is not a rim protector. I like him to have a big scoring game. I also don't mind his just overall PRAs as well if you want that. Or maybe points and assists is probably the second lean I go to. Because no DeJounte, he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and the Nuggets are an assist funnel as well. But anyways, those are my 3 leans, possible bets. You might see them in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord, but hopefully these help you out. Just want to give you as much info as possible on this Monday. So before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. There it is, the 3 best bets so far. The Blazers on the money line yet again for a 4th straight time, plus 150 on FanDuel and Bet365, half unit play. And then Miles Bridges, the 1 unit play, over 7.5 rebounds, minus 130. As you can see right there, playable at 8.5 as well. And then Walker Kessler over 21.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. The whole PRAs minus 125. That is a half unit play. If you fast forward to just this part of the video, you missed out on quite a bit of research help. But also, I gave out 3 leans, some possible bets to look into as well. And of course, like always, any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. So thank you guys for the support every single day on winning days, losing days, whatever it is. I appreciate it. We're in this this journey together through the NBA season, but hope everyone has a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.